السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. حياكم الله جميعا مرة أخرى في ستارفيلد. نواصل مهمات الجماعة اللي التحقنا بها، اللي هي اليوسي يونايتد كولونيز. آخر مرة جبنا الأرقام السرية حق الأرشيف. بنشوف الحين وش المطلوب.
Yes? You needed something?
Diplomacy will never die.
By the Freestyle Collective's ragtag fleet, both sides decided the time had come
to... Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
I think you may be trying to take a little too much on.
Hello.
If I can take a few... Is that it then?
Doesn't add up. Spaceport has anti-Xena protocols. How the hell does a whole herd of Terramors touch down undetected?
Daddy?
وين هذا؟ لا يكون أعلق. والله شكله صار جلتش. ايوه
Yes?
قلشت الأخت.
Captain, surprised to find out we're having visitors as we work.
Major Sinan and I were just discussing the merits of your planned interfactional cooperation. I think it's a great idea. Get them invested in the solution. Make it clear we've got nothing to hide.
I'm sure they'll be lovely house guests.
Now, Captain, if you wouldn't mind transferring the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing next steps.
أنا صرت عجلة.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we... So whenever you're ready. Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Should even be able to house its own cadre of independent observers. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
شو مسوي في نفسك أنت؟
We should just close out the Varone files. Wasted drive space.
Everything good? We're here to help.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies? It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours. Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen? Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms? Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Are we at all surprised that the UC has such a massive space dedicated to secrets?
Logging authorized entry. Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
Very well, I will wait. You go on.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
مين هذا؟
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
يكون هذا الجندي اللي استنسخوا منه البنت.
Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Sanon.
وما غيره.
Most know me as Victus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes, but the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here, a sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies. To warrant my execution, the official charges I faced after the war were twofold. The first was the destruction of civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne, a battle during which those civilian ships were actively attacking my fleet. The other was ordering the bombing of the Londinian spaceport to halt the spread of the Terramorph outbreak there. The city and its citizens were lost, but countless others likely saved. And for doing what was right, I was put on trial, and my life irrevocably changed. One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the Colony War. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity, but my execution... The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor, and consider... So I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But... Very astute. That's my daughter. My progeny. You've been working alongside. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family? Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in... Our relationship has always been... The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all... But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed the... And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to. It was an attempt by the United Colonies to solidify its own. They were raised by adoptive families made up of scholars and tech displayed. But by the time the Colony War came to a close, but that's ancient history now. You have much more pressing. After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work along, helping them gather intelligence on locate and organize scenarios to lure in some of the... with quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, the names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with. Well, who better? But many of them I knew personally, and I've always had a mind for details. You'd be shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were. I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information our group collect. One task. That's all. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down. I'm not expecting he'll bring me evidence that the job's done.
أنت بتشغلني عندك.
Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that... and this... Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you...
This loose end? ترى بنت مش رجال.
You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply... If that's what you require to sleep at night. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria. There's a star station in the vicinity. The Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez.
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the Captain, please, keep your... The situation with the prisoner is a complex one, but it's a situation we've been managing. And the most critical part of that management is making sure... The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information, and she certainly doesn't need it, which is why I need you to... Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're on. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to... Dr. Reginald Orlays? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlays is completely out of the question. But
بعد أنت ما تبين الذبحة.
he's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return? Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting? Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But I don't think you need... This is far from the first name he's handed over in all previous missions. So while I'd certainly warrant caution... The Den? It's a star station. Orbiting Wolf, the second star. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade. The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repairing and refueling UC military. But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal. Then I'll bid you good day, Captain.
معناته انك تقدر تنقل اغراضك من برا على السفينة بس ما ادري شلون.
Good day, Captain.
Always a satisfying moment. To return to your ship? Yes? Did you need me? Until next time.
انسى انا في اختصارات.
You look well.
Responding to hail, you're cleared to dock. Welcome to UC space.
Captain, do you require my assistance?
I understand this station was once quite the luxurious place for UC military commanders. Based on what I see,
Looks to me
I
like
find
you've
that
already
very
in
hard
pretty
to believe.
والله بل انت قاعد تسولف بعد هذا الهبلة.
Hello.
Looking to lodge a complaint? Then you want UC security, not...
Oh, apologies, Captain. Didn't recognize you without the uniform.
So, what can I do for you?
Etheria. Not an area that gets a lot of visitors. You mind me asking what you're looking for? Really? Living around Etheria. Are you talking about the Warlock? There's been rumor of a ship out there for years now. Doesn't respond to hails, never docks. More than a few amateur investigators have tried to find it. And at least two. Etheria's debris fields are plenty dangerous if you're not used to flying in them. But if you're suggesting it might not have been the fields that got them, well, I can give you the coordinates of the Warlock's last sighting.
Things you should know?
Things you should know? The den's not really that kind of place. This is keep an eye out for pirates, make sure smuggling's kept to a minimum, occasional rescue job. Otherwise, it's mostly long haulers and staying ready for the day the collective wants another round. Or... I mean, I honestly thought it was just a story board haulers told to amuse them. But if the pilot of the Warlock really has been dusting our people, well, hopefully... Well, the original Den Star Station was destroyed decades ago during the Serpent's Crusade by a big part of the remains. Every now and then, some though... Sure thing? Here, this should get you pointed in the... Good hunting.
لازم ادخل السفينة وصيدة.
Are you quite sure you don't want to hold on to that?
أظن هذا اللي استعملناه في تنويم الناس.
How are you, Dusty?
ايش ما في السرير فوق؟
Come on. There are worlds to conquer.
حتى أنا عند الإنجن موجود الحين. والله زاكت، أنا قاعد أحاول لازم أطفيهم كامل خير نضبط الموضوع.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that what the same goes?
يذبح نفسه ولا ايش؟ انا لو ذبحت خلاني اذبحه وخلاص، لا عشان اخذ السفينة يعني بس. بعد حاول انه يمسح الملفات. يا أخي شفت خلوني أدمرها لين عشان ما أقدر أستعملها بعدين.
Significant temperature changes here. We should be careful of overexerting ourselves. I also wish to be prepared for any situation, but there are practical limits, no?
Scanned as you enter the city. Okay.
What did you need?
I'm so excited to see Tony.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Welcome back, Captain. Do you have some news for me regarding Dr. Olays? I'm not surprised. The man fled every consequence he ever faced. Of course, you don't expect me to just take you at your word, do you? Excellent. Please, deposit it in the transfer system.
ليش؟ كيف أثق فيك؟
Transfer accepted.
Would you look at that? Kept it all these years. Some simply couldn't let go of that old world. This is fine work, Captain. I can ensure the remaining team members find their way to the Red Devil's headquarters. Except for one. That one you'll need to collect yourself. His name is Kaiser. You can find him on the Freestar world of Nira, wandering the battlefield there. The area was ground zero for xeno-weapon deployments during the war, so I would arm yourself appropriately. And I think you'll want to check in with Hadrian and Dr. Walker before paying it a visit. Kaiser will likely have security protocols you'll need their help to overcome. I dedicated my life to the United Colonies. Every effort of my being to their protection. I even gave them my heirs, even if my circumstances have changed. A military Model A, yes. Specifically customized for the needs of the Xeno warfare team during the Colony War. A powerful resource. Of course. We're protecting the galaxy, Captain.
كذا تنتهي حلقتنا لهذا اليوم. نشوفكم إن شاء الله في الحلقة الجاية. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.